Hey everyone, welcome back to the Atypical Declutter game. My name is April and you are at Atypical Life. Today is day 7 and the topic for day 7 is what to do if nobody will help you. If you live alone right now, this tip may not have much of an impact, but I always see this question of what to do when your husband, kids, wife, roommate won't participate, and the real answer is don't worry about what they're doing. Focus on what you can do. They don't have to help. They don't have to get on board. If you try and force this new lifestyle on them, they will probably resent it and give you even more pushback. Here's what I think you should do. And this is the approach that seems to work really well in our family. Obviously, everything doesn't work for everyone, but this is what seems to be working for us. Focus on trying it out for yourself. Focus on your items. Focus on the spaces mainly used by you. Your chair, your bedroom, your closet. Do those areas first. No matter what happens after this point, those areas that you use the most are still going to be improving. So at least you can control that. And then as you start gaining momentum and confidence, you can let others know what you're doing. Just explain it to them. Just explain that you're trying to get the house to be a little bit easier to take care of. And you're doing this by getting rid of some extra items, some extra stuff. And that seems to be a pretty effective way it's working for you. So let them see the progress that you're making. Let them see how you're mentally progressing, hopefully. And show them your before and after pics if they're willing to talk a little bit more about it. Offer to help if they're interested, and if you think you can. Don't offer to help though if you don't. Offer to help only if you think you can, without being judgmental or yelling or trying to talk them into decisions that they're not really ready for. So if you start to find yourself kind of like losing your calm or like getting frustrated, just don't try to be the person that helps, because even like I can't let my husband help me. Like it doesn't mesh well together. It just doesn't work. So not everybody, even with the best intentions, are going to be able to help each other, okay? Proceed with caution here on this next one, but you can start to set some boundaries about which spaces are yours. So mark those spaces off. My husband and I both have a side of the bathroom sink. So this is a really big problem area for me. I always try my best not to let my stuff flow over onto his side, but sometimes that emptiness over there just looks so tempting, and I'm like, I just need a place to sit this. But the thing is, if I set something on his side, and he always has permission to just stick it back on my side, and he has permission to do that without any hurt feelings or drama from me, okay? Because that's his side, and he deserves, if he wants it to be cleaned off and empty, then that's his space. The next piece of this process would be, I really recommend that you try and work through the emotions that come up from someone not being on the same page as you, because it will trigger some things. And often we see it as disrespect, and then that'll trigger anger and resentment and all these other and all these other emotions, okay, that can get a little intense. And really, it's not about disrespect, or it's not about anything like that on their part. It's just that they're not ready to make these changes for themselves. They're not in that place. They're not in that mindset. They don't necessarily understand what you're doing. They don't see how it will help, and they're just not there yet. So I really recommend that, or I really think that you'll have so much more success if you can learn to anger about this privately. If you don't know about angering, I recommend looking up safe ways to anger, and that way you can kind of come from a really cool, calm place that has a lot more compassion and composure when you do need to talk about and try to come up with solutions that work for both of you. If you have youngest children in the house, it's time you can teach them. You can add reward as a means to incentivize them to learn how to work this process, and that's really important that you do take the time to teach them. So enlist the younger kids. You can set up an agreement with others in your house that when you're tidying and you come across some of their items, you can put them in a designated spot. An example of this would be a basket in their room, or a shared basket in a common room. My husband, certain things I'll put in like clothing and stuff, clothing items, I'll lay them on his pillow. He's got to do something with those now, especially if they've been laying out for a long time, So ultimately, you can't force others to participate, but what you can do is you can lead by example. You can take care of yourself. You can be a compassionate teacher. You might be surprised that when you aren't trying to lead by force, other people might be more willing to follow you. Or not. They may not have any interest, and in which case you might have to figure out how to set appropriate boundaries that honor you and the others in your shared spaces.
Okay, so this is day 7. I feel like things are really starting to kind of I can tell around the house that I've been decluttering. This would be 68 items for me. But yeah, I'm wanting to do a little bit more of a review or something, but I just can't get it together right now. Posting every day is really hard, but I knew that going in. Anyways, that's all for today. So 68 items.
Let us know. I'm so curious how you all handle the other people in your space that aren't interested in in decluttering or tidying. Also, don't forget to post your thoughts in the comments. Progress pics on Instagram. It's #atypical declutter. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.